Good day and welcome. I'm Stefan with Trending Update USA, bringing you the latest breaking story from the world of professional tennis. The Women's Tennis Association has made headlines across the globe after announcing disciplinary actions against several of its top stars, including American sensation Coco Gauff and Belarusian powerhouse Aryna Sabalenka. The WTA's decision to impose penalties for what it describes as violations of professional conduct and tour policy has stunned fans, shocked insiders, and ignited an intense debate across the global tennis community. As the governing body of women's professional tennis, the WTA has a long history of enforcing rules designed to maintain the integrity of the sport, but rarely has such a large group of high-profile players faced disciplinary measures simultaneously. The official WTA statement confirms that Coco Gauff, Aryna Sabalenka, and several other elite competitors have been sanctioned for non-compliance with mandatory media obligations, tournament appearance commitments, and player conduct standards. While the WTA has stopped short of disclosing every specific infraction, the penalties reportedly range from fines to partial ranking point deductions. This move is seen as an effort by the organization to reinforce professionalism and consistency across its tour, but it has also raised questions about communication, scheduling pressures, and the balance between player well-being and organizational expectations. Fans and analysts have reacted with surprise and confusion, especially considering the popularity and positive reputations of both Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka. Gauff, one of the brightest young stars in tennis, is widely admired for her sportsmanship and maturity, while Sabalenka has built her brand around fierce competitiveness and authenticity. For both players to be at the center of disciplinary news comes as a shock to many, particularly as both have been instrumental in driving global viewership and popularity for the women's game. According to early reports from sources close to the WTA, the penalties stem from several recent incidents involving scheduling conflicts and missed appearances at mandatory post-match press conferences. The WTA emphasizes that its policies exist not only to maintain fairness but also to uphold the sport's image and ensure equitable obligations for all players. In professional tennis, compliance with media duties and sponsor commitments is a contractual part of competing on tour. By enforcing these rules equally across all rankings and nationalities, the WTA aims to protect the integrity of the competition and maintain consistency. Coco Gauff's inclusion in the disciplinary list has sparked particularly strong reactions from fans. The 21-year-old American has become one of the sport's most recognizable figures, celebrated not only for her exceptional talent but also for her maturity and professionalism. Many fans have taken to social media to defend her, suggesting that the WTA may have been too rigid in its enforcement. Some commentators argue that the growing demands of the tour, combined with constant travel, media attention, and competitive pressure, have made it increasingly difficult for top athletes to meet every non-playing obligation without strain. Others, however, believe that the WTA's decision sends a necessary message about consistency and accountability, regardless of a player's fame or ranking. For Aryna Sabalenka, the news adds another dramatic chapter to what has already been a turbulent season. Known for her explosive playing style and bold personality, Sabalenka has been under the media spotlight for months, both for her performances and her off-court moments. While she remains one of the sport's top-ranked players, reports indicate that she, too, missed certain mandatory engagements, prompting WTA officials to take action. Fans of Sabalenka have been vocal in their support, describing the punishment as overly harsh and disproportionate, given her record of commitment to the sport and her contributions to the tour's popularity. Beyond Gauff and Sabalenka, the WTA has confirmed that several other unnamed players were also disciplined under the same policy. Tennis insiders suggest that this marks one of the broadest disciplinary actions in recent years, indicating a possible shift in the WTA's governance approach. Rather than issuing quiet warnings or fines behind the scenes, the organization appears to be taking a firm public stance, signaling its intent to enforce rules strictly and transparently. This aligns with broader efforts across professional sports to ensure athletes meet contractual obligations and uphold professional standards even as global schedules become increasingly demanding. The reactions among players have been mixed. Some athletes, speaking anonymously to tennis media outlets, expressed frustration with the WTA's timing and communication, saying that scheduling conflicts are often unavoidable, especially during packed tournament seasons. Others, however, have praised the decision, arguing that consistency in rule enforcement is necessary to maintain fairness. For young players entering the tour, this decision serves as a clear reminder that professional tennis extends beyond performance. It includes public engagement, sponsor responsibilities, and adherence to the organizational framework that keeps the sport functioning smoothly. Coco Gauff's team has reportedly been in discussions with the WTA to seek clarification on the penalties and determine whether an appeal process is available. Gauff's representatives emphasize that the young star remains fully committed to her role as an ambassador for the sport, and to maintaining the professionalism that has defined her career thus far. For Aryna Sabalenka, sources close to her camp suggest that she, too, is considering her options. Known for her straightforward personality, Sabalenka has occasionally voiced her opinions about the pressures placed on top athletes, particularly regarding media demands and scheduling fatigue. Her followers are now waiting to see whether she will publicly address the WTA's decision in the coming days. Sports analysts are already speculating about how this disciplinary action could affect upcoming tournaments. With the season entering its crucial final stretch and ranking points at a premium, any deductions or suspensions could dramatically alter the WTA leaderboard. Fans are especially interested in how these penalties might impact qualification scenarios for year-end championships, where only the highest-ranked players are invited. For Gauff and Sabalenka, both of whom are in contention for major events, the consequences could be significant if ranking adjustments take effect immediately. Beyond rankings and fines, this controversy underscores the broader challenge faced by modern tennis organizations, balancing commercial demands with player welfare. The professional tennis calendar is one of the most grueling in sports, with players traveling across continents almost year-round. Between physical recovery, mental health, media expectations, and sponsorship duties, the workload for top athletes can be overwhelming. In recent years, several players, including Naomi Osaka, Iga Swiatek, and Paula Badosa, have spoken openly about burnout, mental fatigue, and the need for better support structures. The WTA's decision to penalize top players, therefore, reignites the conversation about how much pressure is too much. Critics of the WTA argue that while enforcing rules is necessary, there must be greater flexibility in accommodating the realities of modern competition. Some have proposed that players should be allowed to skip certain media sessions or events without penalty, especially if medical or mental health considerations are involved. Supporters of the WTA's stance, however, contend that such leniency could undermine the professionalism of the tour and create inconsistencies that would disadvantage other players who adhere strictly to their obligations. The debate highlights the ongoing tension between athlete autonomy and organizational control, an issue that transcends tennis and affects professional sports worldwide. Despite the controversy, the WTA remains firm in its messaging. In its official release, the organization stated that maintaining professionalism and equality among all competitors is essential to preserving the sport's credibility. By enforcing policies consistently, the WTA aims to ensure that all athletes, regardless of ranking, nationality, or popularity, are held to the same standards. The statement emphasized that the disciplinary actions were not intended as punishment for their own sake but as necessary measures to reinforce fairness and uphold contractual obligations across the tour. As the story continues to develop, fan reactions have flooded social media platforms. Hashtags like #JusticeForGauff and #StandWithSabalenka have begun trending on X, formerly known as Twitter, as supporters rally around their favorite players. Many fans have expressed frustration with the WTA's decision, while others urge patience until full details emerge. Some commentators have also pointed out that the transparency of the process is a positive step, allowing the public to understand how disciplinary decisions are made in professional tennis. Meanwhile, both players continue to train and prepare for upcoming tournaments, determined not to let the controversy overshadow their performance. The WTA's decision marks an important moment in the sport's governance. With Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka among the most influential athletes on tour, The handling of this situation could shape future policy decisions and the relationship between players and the WTA leadership. The organization's willingness to take a public stance on discipline indicates a potential shift towards stricter enforcement across all levels of competition. Whether this approach strengthens the WTA's authority or alienates its top players remains to be seen. What is certain is that the coming weeks will be crucial for both the players involved and the sport's governing body as they navigate the fallout from this highly publicized decision. For now, fans around the world will continue to watch closely as new details emerge. Will the WTA stand firm on its penalties, or will it consider appeals from the affected players? Can Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka rebound from this controversy and maintain their momentum on tour? And how will this decision influence the next generation of players learning to balance athletic performance with professional responsibility? One thing is certain: the eyes of the tennis world are fixed firmly on the WTA and its stars as the story unfolds. This is Stefan with Trending Update USA, keeping you informed on every twist and turn in the world of tennis. Stay tuned for further updates as we continue to track this developing story.